The White House today says it will, quote, not negotiate through the press as tensions with Iran grow over nuclear talks and a possible deal involving the Strait of Hormuz. Iran's foreign minister is blaming stalled negotiations on what he calls excessive U.S. demands after arriving in Russia to meet with President Vladimir Putin. President Trump is holding a Situation Room meeting and has called off plans to send envoys for another round of talks. Sources say Iran has proposed reopening the Strait of Hormuz without addressing the nuclear program, while also asking the U.S. to end its port blockade.
They can call us anytime they want. Again, we have all the cards.
Officials say tensions are also rising in southern Lebanon, where fighting continues between Israel and Hezbollah, despite a U.S.-brokered ceasefire. The suspect in the shooting at the White House Correspondents Association dinner will make his first court appearance today, as questions are being raised about the security plan for the evening. Natalie Brand has more.
We started to realize maybe it was a bad problem, different kind of a problem, bad one.
In an interview with CBS News' 60 Minutes, President Trump recounts the moments after gunshots were heard just outside the ballroom of the White House Correspondents' Dinner on Saturday.
That moment where it looks like you go sort of down with the service, you were telling them to wait?
Well, I know what happened is then I started walking with them. I started walking. And they said, please go down on the floor.
The suspect, 31-year-old Cole Allen from California, is set to appear in court today. CBS News obtained a copy of what investigators call his manifesto. In it, Allen allegedly talked about wanting to target administration officials from highest ranking to lowest.
He had a lot of change. He's been going through a lot.
Secret Service officers captured the suspect as he tried to charge the security checkpoint Saturday night. One officer was shot in his bulletproof vest and is said to be okay. Sources tell CBS News the suspect checked into the Washington Hilton the day before the dinner and used the stairwell to evade security carrying a bag of weapons.
That individual, when he charged the checkpoint, was apprehended. It shows that our multi-layered protection works.
CBS News has learned White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles will convene a meeting this week with the U.S. Secret Service and Department of Homeland Security to assess protocols for presidential events.
In this moment, in this security environment, the paradigms of the past may not be sufficient to meet the moment.
A senior White House official tells CBS News that President Trump is standing by the Secret Service while also ordering a review of security procedures. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Get out, get out, get out.
Here at home, an investigation is underway after a shooting at Arkansas State University in Jonesboro left 4 people hurt over the weekend. The school posting an update saying the shooting happened early Sunday morning at a gathering at Unity Park on campus. 3 Arkansas State students were hurt. The university says 1 person was treated at the scene, while the others were taken to hospitals with mostly minor injuries. Arkansas State Police is leading the investigation. 6 people are set to appear in court today after being charged in connection with the death of 21-year-old Zachary Moore at an Arkansas DHS care facility. Court records show Moore died last year at the Southeast Arkansas Human Development Center after being held face down for around 13 minutes and given a chemical injection. Officials later ruled his death a homicide linked to physical struggle and prone restraint. Now, 6 employees, including care staff and supervisors, are facing manslaughter and neglect charges in Bradley County. The case follows firings in an ongoing state review at the facility. The defense has filed 8 new motions in the case of a man accused of killing 2 people at Devil's Den State Park. Andrew McGann is charged with capital murder, accused of killing Clinton and Kristen Brink last July. The new filings include a motion to have witnesses sequestered while at the courthouse and to prevent juror exposure to witnesses and trial spectators. The prosecution hasn't filed a response. Earlier this month, a request from the defense to exclude the death penalty as a sentencing option was denied. McGann is set to appear in court again on May 26th. The Siloam Springs Planning Commission has denied a preliminary permit for a proposed subdivision. Cloudview Estates would be a single-family development of over 300 homes. At a public meeting over the weekend, residents said they're worried about safety and questioning why the site was near the airport was chosen.
We're here to try to make sure that we keep our airport intact and the aviation community in the future has a great airport for economic development, for safety,
Move forward, the Federal Aviation Administration says it would not be in conflict with the airport's function. We've reached out to the developer for the project, but we have not heard back yet. The Siloam Springs Board of Directors will hear an appeal of the Commission's decision on May 5th. State leaders are clarifying what's happening at Baptist Health in Fort Smith after recent department closures raised some concerns. State Representative Ryan Rose says the hospital is not closing. After meeting with leaders last week, he says the ER, ICU, and other core services will remain open. Rose says hospital officials told them the decision to cut some units came down to financial losses.
To stop the bleed, so to speak, certain things had to, according to them, certain things needed to be scaled down, trimmed down, so that it could become more solvent.
Baptist Health says it's not closing and continuing to invest in its Fort Smith and Van Buren locations. The Fight Hunger, Spark Change campaign is underway at Walmart and Sam's Club. It's to tell us how this is helping feed our local families. 5 News reporter Claire Everbach has more from the River Valley Regional Food Bank.
The annual campaign partners with Feeding America to help fight food insecurity across the country and in our area, partnering with local banks like the River Valley Food Bank and the Northwest Arkansas Food Bank. And you can help just by going to your local Walmart or Sam's Club. There are multiple ways to get involved, including donating or rounding up at checkout. You can also buy participating brand items like Hershey's and Heinz, where each purchase helps provide at least 1 meal at Walmart and up to 5 meals at Sam's Club. Donations stay local, meaning the money raised in your county goes to support nearby food banks. You can donate $1, $2, or $5, or any amount. Or at self-checkout, you can just tap Finish and Pay and follow the prompt to donate. Organizers say that no matter how small, every option makes a difference.
If everybody picks 1 apple, you get 1 apple a day, that's a good amount. But if you can get multiple people getting behind you and all buying into that same thing, the impacts are huge and the waves are immense.
The campaign runs all the way through May 3rd. In Fort Smith, covering news where you live, Claire Everbach, 5 News.